how you are. I'm just chilling. I'm just sitting here, not doing nothing. It's 10:56 p.m. where I'm at. It's 10:56 a.m. I'm talking about p.m. And I just cooked my breakfast and I just made my coffee. Um, I'm not doing nothing. But I am finna tell y'all that y'all need to be checking out my review tonight that I'm gonna do for the Housewives of Atlanta. Because whew, the review for the Housewives of Atlanta, this the reunion. And And then I'm getting back into a show that I used to let me say, that I used to watch. Love and Marriage Huntsville. And then I always be on the lookout for Love and Hip Hop. I personally think the first episode was good. I think the first episode of Love and Hip Hop was good because the aspect of the first episode, the first few minutes, like the first minute or two, if it went that long, it was that cast album that Spice had been talking about she was gonna do. I'm like, okay, girl, he had a cast album, and everybody was showing, their style and all that stuff, and then Scrappy, so Scrappy is like a real rapper, and my whole thing is he's a real rapper, and I shouldn't do. I'm gonna tell you what I shouldn't do. I should not say that these people not real rappers or nothing like that, are real artists, because it's just that I'm familiar with Lil Scrappy, and why I just watched um Training Day yesterday. Just watched Training Day yesterday, and that whole movie, that whole movie was a depiction of um that whole movie was a depiction of Lil Scrappy's song No Problems. And I'm like, ever since I watched that video for Lil Scrappy No Problems, I said, okay, that's Training Day all day. It was like a good video, and that's a Lil Scrappy that I miss. That's really the Lil Scrappy I miss. And my friend is on here. Hey, Savoy. And that's a little Scrappy that I missed. And then I felt like when I watched that episode of Love and Hip Hop, I felt like he was getting back to that little Scrappy. And then it reverted. And then when it reverted, then I said, oh, here he go. Him and these women. He got drama with the women. Because if y'all remember, or if y'all watched my last review for last season, or if y'all was watching the episode for last season, he gotten himself in a situation where he had, I don't know, it was him and two girls, and then one of the girls became pregnant, and then that's the girl that's on this show now, and that's the girl that's on this show now. And when I tell you that she acted up a fool, she acted a fool, and I said, girl, let me tell me that you don't really act like that. Tell me that you don't really act like that. Tell me that you just act like that. You acting like that for a check. Because it was just too much. And I said, she clearly is, faking and all that. And I'm like, okay. So that's where the scripted stuff come in. And if y'all watch season 1, 2, and 3 of Love and Hip Hop, like I did, that was more real than it is now. And all these artists on this show, I'm gonna include Spice too. All these artists on this show, maybe she is a real artist. Maybe she dance hall artist. I don't know. I listen to dance hall music, and I've never heard her music. I didn't know nothing about her until she came to Love and Hip Hop. I listen to every type of music. I listen to country. I listen to rock. I listen to 60s, 70s, 80s music, 90s music. I just listen to all types of music. And I stayed in Nashville for about 3 to 4 years, country music city. So with that being said, I know about the country music now. And it's actually a good look. Country music. That was the best time that I had when I was in college and I stayed in Nashville. But off of that, if y'all like the love and hip hop, if y'all like mess, cause it quickly started to be messy. It quickly started to be messy, and I said, okay, so here we go. And then Bambi, he had an issue with, he got problems with Bambi, and then Scrappy is trying to take the approach, seems like it, that he ain't trying to be fighting and arguing with no woman on TV no more. And I'm like, but why you come over there? Why was you over there? Because he was in his whole road. He was in his whole road. He was in his whole road. Y'all still smashing Scrappy. It's okay if y'all are. But I'm like, that situation all messy and messed up. I'm like, dude, okay, get your together. Like for real, for real. But I still like Lil Scrappy. I still remember Trillville. I still remember Crime Mob. So I can go all the way back that far with Lil Scrappy. And I hope he just is not being serious. And I hope that's not how he is in real life. I hope it's just for the show. And I'm prone to believe that it's just for the show. And then going back to another messy show that's fake. Now it's fake. Love and Marriage Huntsville. And I'm seeing that people are still watching these shows. So I said, well, maybe I should watch the shows. I give it a chance. I watch it again. I haven't watched this show fully in some years, I can say. I ain't watched that show fully in some years. So I'm going to be reviewing Love and Hip Hop and Love and Marriage Huntsville. And then I'm going to be reviewing every show that's a reality show pretty much, because I'm gonna be doing my channel. I'm revamping my channel to make it all reality shows, all reality shows that everybody watches. I will be watching it. I will definitely be watching it. And I said, okay, so I'm revamping just for TV shows, because I'm a TV show girl all the way. When I say I watch just the TV shows and I watch just the movies too, and I can start reviewing the movies too. I can start. Hey, hey, hey. My mama just joined the live. Hey, mama. So I will do some movies too. Because everybody know. If y'all don't know, y'all finna find out. I'm a scary movie girl. Every single scary movie that's coming out, I got to watch it. I gotta watch it. And then, like, the movies, like the Conjuring series and stuff like that, I will watch it. I watch it. And when I tell you I watch scary movies, I watch scary movies like one time, two times. I watch a scary movie over and over and over. One scary movie that I was a little afraid to watch at my big grown age, I'm gonna be honest. One scary movie I was a little scared to watch is when I was growing up, it was Candyman. But the late great Tony Todd, rest in peace. He has transitioned, and I said, and I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I cried. I cried, and I cried on the new Final Destination Bloodlines. I was in tears because I said I watched the first Final Destination with him in it, and that's why I watched it, because I knew Tony Todd was gonna be in it. Uh, Final Destination ain't, it's not scary, y'all. It's just ways that you can just be unalive and take yourself out. It's actually more funny than scary. But that last that last Final Destination Bloodlines, it was a message that he gave, and at the end, I don't remember everything, but I did remember a piece of it when he says that take care of yourself, because in the aspect, I'm just gonna say what I think I remember when he said that he's not gonna be. So with their premise of the Final Destination, it was people that were being unalived and stuff, and he just said take care of yourself and others, because he not gonna be here much longer. And when he said that, I said, oh. And he was extremely, extremely skinny. Extremely, extremely skinny. And Tony Todd has always been a person that liked horror movies, because he had another movie that's scary. It's called Hell House, Hell Fest. I'm talking about Hell House, Hell Fest. That was his movie. And any movie that he's had, I will watch it. Any movie that Tony Todd is in, I watch it. Even it was another one that was like on the voodoo side and things like that. I can't say the word. It wasn't Deliverance. It was Devereaux, I believe, Devereaux. And I said, ooh, uh. I watched it, but it's not one of them I watch it over and over and over movies. I watched it. He was in it. I watched it. And then I know he had another scary movie other than Candyman. I was so scared to say that. I'll be honest. And my first time I watched Candyman, I was a kid. I was a kid. And I was a kid when I watched Candyman. I was a kid when I watched Chucky. And my late grandmama, rest in peace to her, she started me watching scary movies. Because when I first started watching scary movies, the first scary movie I watched was Chucky. And it inspired me so much. At one point in time, when I was in college, I bought a Chucky doll. And I know my roommate in college, she told me, well, why do you have that? And I had to just tell her the story of why I got it and all this and this and that. And I mean, it ain't never been that serious or nothing like that to think that it was a real situation. But voodoo, all that voodoo and that stuff is real. It's real, and it's certain stuff that you about it, but if you are Christ, a member of Christ, Church of Christ, like myself, then Christian, I don't mess with that. I mean, I don't. I try not to. I watch the movie all day long because it don't have no meaning to me for the movie and the real thing, because it's just people, they believe in this stuff. So hey, they beliefs, not mine's. I just stick to the movie part of it. I'll watch a movie all day long about it. And then another movie that I used to watch, Bloody Mary. Now I ain't finna say her name in the mirror now. I ain't finna say her name in the mirror. And I can say at my big grown age, 35 years old, now that I don't mess with. I ain't finna say her name in the mirror, because I know that's a true story too. That's a true story, like for real, for real. Because when I was in college, I came in encounter with something like that. And when I was in college, we were me and a few friends in college, we were in downtown Nashville at night. And then it's just a thing of, it was on Halloween, and I was like, are they trying to scare me? I mean, because it's like the car did stop. And I said, it could be because I used to have raggedy cars. Who knows? But it did stop. And then we was on a train track and it stopped. And I said, and then the car did get cold, cold, cold. Because, I mean, the car stopped. With no air running, no nothing running. It was cold. was like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. I said, I can't, I can't, I can't, I can't. I said, I'm scared, I'm scared, I'm scared. I was scared because I'm like, it's dark. We stopped on the train track and they scaring me. And then it's cold as ever up in that car. And you know, it shouldn't have been cold. If the car didn't stop and it wouldn't start, for no air to be circulating, nothing like that, it shouldn't be cold. It should be hot. And like I say, we came up out of that situation, but that was a scary, scary feeling. And then I know it's another part in Nashville. If you go down there at a certain time at night, then she will get in the car with you, and she will ask you to take her somewhere. And once you take her where she want to go, she just disappear. And when I brought myself back home, then I used to still be into going to the haunted houses, haunted houses, haunted houses. I can be honest and tell you, I go to one, but it ain't my first priority no more. Cause I used to be a scary movie girl. I mean, scary haunted house girl. And it's like I don't have nobody to go to the haunted houses with me down here. So, and I never had a problem with doing stuff by myself. I still don't. I go watch a movie by myself all day long at the movie theater. And I go to a haunted house by myself if I wanted to. And then I know I've been to the corn maze. We had a corn maze. We have a corn maze here, and I went there by myself a couple of years. And the other time that I went, I remember I went with my little brother, and he's more or less the person. He my road dog, and we'll watch a scary movie at the movie theater together, and then if he off work or whatever, then we'll go to a haunted house together too. So, but you know, work schedules and stuff don't always align. So he doesn't, he's not always able to go to haunted houses. And now he has a child of his own. So I understand, but I didn't get all off in a tangent about scary movies. But that's what I watch. And I still, to this day, I will watch a scary movie. If I can find one that's scary. Hmm. And then I love the Conjuring series. Annabelle 1, the second one, Annabelle Comes Home. And then, mm, I forgot the second, and the name of the second Annabelle. But I watch all of those 1, 2, and 3. And true story, that's real too, because it's a museum in North Carolina. It's an occult museum that I did go to. I know I'm weird, child. I know I'm weird. I go to stuff like that. I went in real life when I was in college, and I had a buddy that didn't mind going to stuff like that with me. Be scared. She would be scared, but so. And the museum, it closed in 2019, and which I figured that it would, because Ed and Lorraine Warren, the real Ed and Lorraine Warren, they passed, and their daughter Julie, Judy, I'm saying the wrong J name, Judy. She was running it as long as she could, and then I think she got married and had a family of her own, so she just closed it. And I said, well, it was nice. And everything that you see in the real Annabelle movies, the real Annabelle movies, everything that you see, that's a true story, because that museum is actually in downstairs, their basement, like their downstairs basement. That's real. And that Annabelle doll is actually a Raggedy Ann doll. Yeah. And then the Conjuring series, because that's a part of it. And then Conjuring 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that's the movie that's coming out in September. It's The Conjuring Last Rites. And when I tell you that movie about to be so good, it's about to be good, and it's gonna bring all of the Conjuring movies, the first one, the second one, the third one. It's gonna bring all of the Conjuring universe back into perspective, and they have a true story. And then I know the Conjuring, the Devil Made Me Do It. That was about Arnie. His name was Arnie, and I did watch that true story. I did watch it on the computer, and I kept up with that story. I did. I won't be wanting to go because I that was just like the crime era of you know the story, and to see if it was really a working of the devil, which could be true. Now that could be true, and I just wanted to see. And from what I saw on the movie, and from what I saw in the court stuff, and from what I saw on all the documentaries that they had about Arnie, I said he wasn't lying. I believed everything that he was saying. I believed everything that he was saying. But I watch stuff like that. My favorite type of stuff. And I watch other movies too. I watch a good drama movie too. I watch a good drama movie. I have to find a good one because I like older movies too. The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, and then mm, 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 the Sleeping with the Enemy. Julia Roberts. I love Julia Roberts. She's one of my favorite actresses, and I like her brother too, Eric Keith Roberts. I like Eric Keith Roberts too, and he has a string of movies that's on Lifetime, and it's called the Doctor. It's something about the Doctor and Doctor's Revenge. And that movie was funny on Lifetime. I can watch that movie every single day. I definitely can. Because it's funny, and it's like he just be so convinced that he can sleep with his patients and stuff like that. A little crazy. But Julia Roberts is the more serious actress. Because, and she was in Pretty Woman. I watched Pretty Woman before. And I do remember my grandma, she had that movie. And when I tell you how old the movie is and how long ago it was when I watched that movie, when we used to have VCRs. And I know my grandma, she had every single movie on VCR. Every single movie. hmm And then going back to another movie, if you want to say that Jurassic Park is like a, a monster movie or whatever, then I watched all of the Jurassic Parks, the first one, the second one, the third one, the fourth one, I guess the fifth one, because the fifth one just came out. Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, excuse me, Jurassic World Rebirth. And it's a difference between world and park, because Jurassic Park is the actual park that they were building in the first Jurassic Park. And Jurassic World is the fourth one, the fifth one, and the sixth one that they just had. So that's where the world comes in. Like the dinosaurs are living in human world. So yeah, that's where they come in. And like I said, I watch any movie for the most part. I will watch any movie, but my first love was always scary movies, horror movies. and I watch any show. Because I watch another show that I watch and I review it. It is Next Gen New York, NYC Next Gen New York, and it's about all of mostly the housewives from Orange County, Beverly Hills, one Raleigh, and that's Atlanta, which is Candy Bird's daughter. And Teresa Ju- Teresa Judi's daughter, and I think she's New Jersey. And then Meredith Marks, she's on her son Brooks, and her daughter Chloe is on there as well. And then it's annoying character, Charlie. His name is Charlie, and he works in cryptocurrency, and he's spoiled. He get an allowance every single month. And it's another girl. I like her. Her name is Georgia, and she's a model in New York. And it's another girl, Amira, and she's a model in New York as well. And then I forgot the most controversial woman that was in Housewives of Atlanta history, Kim Zolciak Bierman. And Ariana, her daughter Ariana Bierman, that she had with Corey Bierman, she's on the show as well. And I said, huh, interesting. And to find out that she said that her mom took all of her money. She took all of her money. She left her broke and destitute and broke. And she said that she's trying to, rebuild everything. And she said that when she was growing up, her words now, she said that she didn't want, she thought that she had money. And then her daddy had to tell her when she was 21 that she didn't have money. And I said, she ain't got no money. That's terrible. She has no money. And I said, that's terrible that she don't have no money. And then Corey just pretty much said that the money is gone. And I said, the money is gone? I said, that's terrible. And that's terrible. And then she has a boyfriend that's on the show. His name is Hudson. And he's her sounding grace. When I tell you he's her sounding grace, he is, because he told her, if you do anything you do, don't give your mama no more money. And I'm like, yeah, why are you still giving your mom money, Ariana? But her stance is, she said the reason why is because it's her mom. And I said, okay, I can understand. It's your mom. It's your mom. But don't make it a habit with giving her money. That's all I say. Don't make it a habit with giving your mom money, okay? But she's a favorite of mine. And y'all need to check that show out because it comes on Peacock. And I watch it on Peacock. And then if I don't get to watch The Housewives of Atlanta, then I catch it the next day on Peacock and I review it the next day. And pretty much everything that comes on Peacock for Nelly and Ashanti, it went off. I reviewed that whole season. It was like a good little show. It really was. And it was just 30 minutes. And I found out a lot of stuff that, well, extra stuff that I didn't already know. Because I knew that she was going to have a child. And then I knew that she had got married to Nelly. And I knew that they had been together for almost all their life, over 11 years. 20 to be exact. She been knowing him for 20 years. She was with him 11 years of her life. I'm like, girl. And I liked Nelly, but not necessarily. Because if you want me to tell you who my true rap folks are, my true all day long, it's always gonna be 3 6 Mafia. And it ain't cause I'm from Tennessee, cause I'm not from Tennessee. I'm from Arkansas. And I've been listening to 3 6 Mafia from when I was in Arkansas, from elementary to junior high. And then I came to Tennessee for high school. Then I came for college as well. So, with that being said, 3 6 Mafia still. The whole 3 6 Mafia from Juicy J, Koosta Nigga, and Crunchy Black, and Lord Infamous, Gangsta Boo, Lil Chad. All of them. So, yeah, yeah. And I found something out that I know DJ Paul of 3 6 Mafia, he's a Capricorn brother. And rest in peace to Gangsta Boo. She's a Capricorn as well, and she got my same birthday. She's January 1st too. And when I found out that something happened to her, I was like, no, Gangsta Boo. I said, no. I said, so you have to keep yourself clean or whatever, because these narcotics, stuff like that, it's taking you out. It's taking you out. So you always want to be clear and try to keep yourself, drug free. And that's what everybody needs to do. Keep themselves drug free. And, I never was a person that dibbled and dabbled in that for a long, long time. And I knew when it was time to stop. I'm just going to be honest. It was just a little smoking a little reefer, if you would say. And that was mostly when I was in college. And then when I came out of college, then it was a no more. No more. I mean, I had the mindset to, stop before I knew that it was going to, mess me up. And then another thing, I have multiple sclerosis, so I had to think more about my health as well. So, multiple sclerosis, and then was just in college just wilding and all that stuff. And, and then came home. I can tell you, I have been to a lot of places. I had a lot of jobs. A lot of jobs. Jobs that you wouldn't even think that I would have had. I had them. Now, no, not on the corner. No prostitution or nothing like that. I mean, nothing, no slight to nobody who does that. I'm not, that just wasn't my stance. I just wasn't going to do that. But I've had a lot of jobs. A lot. And, and I want to tell y'all before I get off this live, because I've been on here about 33 minutes talking to y'all about my reality shows and stuff, and I gave y'all a little introduction of myself. I do review Love Island, and when I tell you that them people stress me out, I review every single episode. That was the most stressful season, and I watched all of the Love Islands, and I'm finishing up season 6. And season 6 and season 7 is a whole difference. And I couldn't figure out why it was so different the other seasons for this season. And then when I figured out that there's a lot of people that want to be influencers and stuff like that, and want to be dancers, and that want to get their shows, and that want to get their business out and all that stuff, and people that came on there for fame, that was the difference. Because season 6 was a whole whirlwind of a difference. And I'm going to be reviewing that show too. Beyond the Villa. So as soon as the season finale, Love Island season 7, and I'll be ready for it. And hopefully, and that's on Peacock too for me. And I'll be ready for it. And hopefully, by the time I get off work, it'll be on there so I can watch it, review it, and be done with it, and then slide right on into Beyond the Villa. But YouTube, that was my live. Did a little introduction to myself, and that's it. And what I want y'all to do for me is one good thing: like, comment, and subscribe to this live. And I thank the people, my mom and my friend that came to my live. And I thank everybody that came to my live and that supported me. And it definitely helps. So I'll be doing more lives with y'all and talking with y'all about what my day and stuff like that. Bye, YouTube family. Have a good one.